this 15-minute weekend meal. So good. You won't want to go out and eat it ever again. For a 15-minute meal, what do we know? The quickest way to do it is have everything ready. We know that what's important is to get the thing that takes the longest on first. For this chicken Caesar salad, we need to get the chicken on. I'm going to barbecue it today because it's still sort of summertime here. And you know, it's lovely to have a char grilled taste on your chicken. So yeah, that's the first thing that we're going to do. So I've got some boneless chicken thighs here. You can just buy the bone-in chicken from the supermarket because actually it's cheaper than buying the one where they've already taken the bone out for you. It only takes 5 minutes to do. It's really easy, and yeah, you know, you can save yourself a couple of bucks. In fact, I've made a little video on it so you can have a quick look. So here's our chicken thighs. I've taken the bone out like this, and we're just going to marinate them in a little bit of salt and pepper and a little bit of oil so that they've got a little protection from the grill on the barbecue. If you have maybe some like confit garlic oil that maybe you had in the fridge, or I don't know, you know, if you wanted to make these like a different flavor, you could put some curry powder on there, or you know, a little bit of paprika. You could marinate them the night before. I mean, that would be very advanced if you were really thinking that far. I often don't, and it's like a 5-minute thing before I'm eating. So yeah, you know, before I marinate these chicken, I'm just going to go turn on the barbecue so that we can get it nice and hot and ready to go, so that we can really get these 15-minute meals working fast. Chicken thighs, which I did earlier on, and we're just going to give them a little bit of salt and pepper, and a glug of oil. And just get that all mixed together. In fact, we can probably have a bit more salt on the underside. Salt's your favorite ingredient, man. Well, it's my favorite ingredient. It makes everything taste great. Don't ever be like afraid of using it. So that's our chicken ready to go on the barbecue. Our barbecue's been warming up for 5 minutes, and we'll get these on. And then while these are cooking, we're gonna make the dressing, and we're gonna get the salad prepped, and then we're gonna put it all together. We're gonna make Caesar dressing from scratch. Now I know what you're thinking. Del, I can't cook. I'm rubbish at it. Del, who do you think I am? Del, why do you think I can do this? Because you can. It's super easy. You only need a few things. And I promise you, if you make it this way, anyone can make a mayonnaise. And this is essentially a mayonnaise-based dressing. You just need to have a stick blender, which I would say is probably the most important thing. You can make it by hand, but my God, if you got one of these, life is so much easier. We are actually gonna use aquafaba. Now this amazing ingredient is the juice from a can of chickpeas. I mean, what? That's crazy, a can of chickpeas. Anyway, this stuff, instead of having to use an egg yolk, instead of having to make it like that, you can put this together in a really simple way that I hope you won't split it. So we're going to use the aquafaba, also great because then you can make this vegan. You know, if you've got some vegan friends coming around, you don't put the cheese in, you don't put the anchovies in, but you know, you can make a vegan mayo, which is also very exciting. But anyway, we're going to use the aquafaba as our egg, and then some lemon juice, some mustard, anchovies, a bit of garlic, some parmesan, oil, and salt and pepper. And these ingredients here will be able to make a delicious Caesar dressing. So I would suggest first that you grate some parmesan. That's probably the hardest bit of this dressing done. So then we get a jug that we're going to blend it in. We'll add a bit of the aquafaba at the bottom. So this is going to be our emulsifier. When you're making a mayonnaise, you always want to have some acidity. So we're going to add some lemon juice, maybe a teaspoon and a half, and then some mustard. About a teaspoon. I only had whole grain. If you've got Dijon, great. If you've got English, great. American, great. You know, just whatever you got, just as long as you got some mustard. And garlic. I'm just going to chop it in half. Pop that in. Anchovies, totally personal preference. If you don't like anchovies, leave them out. You know, I'm not a massive fan of them, but they do add a nice like salty taste, which the Parmesan's also gonna do. You know, you don't have to put them all over the top of the salad, but it's still nice to maybe have one in there. But again, if you don't like them, just leave them out. So I'm just gonna go 1 anchovy. And then I'm going to add the Parmesan in here now so that we've got this really good thick base that the oil can combine to. And then I'm going to make a little bed for this to sit on so it doesn't go all over the place while we're blending and adding the oil. It's good to just have a little bit that's non-slip. So we'll blend this bit first. So that gives a chance for the garlic to get blended up and the anchovy. And now to this, we're just going to add in the veg oil. Again, it's going to look like a lot, but this is going to make enough dressing for probably like 2 times these salads. So maybe for like 4 people. You know, it's really nice to have like quite a lot of dressing on it. I think that's the thing with Caesar salad. When you go out and eat it, it is always really coated in the dressing. And that's like the good bit. I mean, I know it's full of fat, but it's delicious. And then I'm going to tip the blender just slightly to one side so that I start to get a little vortex in there that I can maybe see, and then I'm going to pour the oil into that vortex. There you go. And you can see it started to thicken up. It's always nice to check the consistency. So I think this is probably a little bit thin, which means we just need to add a touch more oil to it. Oh my God, it already tastes great though. And there you have it. Thick Caesar dressing. All ready for your salad. Isn't that amazing? You know, we haven't used egg there, but we've used the aquafaba from the chickpea water. I mean, that's what it is, the chickpea water. But actually you can use any bean. I mean, obviously if you use like the juice from the kidney bean, it would be a bit red, so maybe it would be a funny color. But you know, from white beans or from cannellini beans or butter beans, you can use any of their liquids and you can do this. It's really amazing. But here, you can see it's thick, so it's always good to just give it a little taste at this point and just decide, does it need a little bit more vinegar? Does it need a little bit more salt? Can I taste all the things I want to taste in it? Have them anchovies disappeared? I think that's great. You know, it's a little bit acidic, which is good because obviously this is very fatty, so you need the acid to cut through the fat. It's got a nice mustard taste. I can taste the Parmesan. I definitely can't taste the anchovy. But yeah, that's it. Caesar dressing, done. I mean, who thought it would be so easy? Please do give it a go though, and let me know how yours turned out in the comments, because I think this is the sort of thing that scares everyone so much, but actually, it's really simple to do. If you've just got a little bit of like time and patience to like practice something, you can do anything. Now, the salad for a Caesar salad. I've got here some romaine lettuce, which, you know, he's the OG. He's the OG lettuce for a Caesar salad. But if you've got iceberg, great. Who doesn't love iceberg? I friggin' love it. It's crunchy. It's like, just great. Use that. You know, if you've got a bag of mixed lettuce, use that. It really doesn't matter. It's only because they had this in the supermarket, which they often don't. I sometimes grow lettuce. Use that. You know, anything. So I've got my lettuce here. I've taken some off the core. We'll pop this back in the fridge. But what you need to be careful of, you know, is this. You get like grit in salad leaves like this. So you really have to make sure that you give them a good wash. And you know, we're not gonna maybe use so much of this top stuff because it is quite bitter. And you know, he's got a brown end, so we're just gonna chop them up, give them a rinse, and then sit them in a colander so that they can get nice and dry. That's enough for one. Chopped out salad leaves, here they are. Then we're just gonna pop them in the colander, and we're just gonna give them a little rinse with some cold water. Give them a shake, and pop that back on the bowl to drain. Here they are. You can see, getting opaque, starting to cook. They've been on for about 5 minutes. We're gonna turn them over. Yoo-wee. How good do they look? As you can see that they're not on full hot, they're about halfway down from the hottest setting. So I've just turned the chicken over on the barbecue. They've been on for about 6 or 7 minutes so far, so another 5 and they should nearly be done. So what we can do is get all the components together, ready for when the chicken's done. So I've got here the washed leaves, which have had a bit of a dry off, so we can add them into the bowl. Just make sure that that bowl, first of all, you've got rid of any excess water. And then we've got the dressing. But what you want to do when you're making salads, you never want to dress them too early, because the vinegar in the dressing will start to wilt the leaves. And you know, a Caesar salad, it's really important to like have the crunch. Like that's what you want from it. So, you know, don't dress it too early. Like I said, chicken is maybe 5 minutes off maximum, and then we're just going to get this all ready. Also, I know what you're thinking, where's the bacon? Hey, I didn't have any, so why does it need to go in there? I mean, of course, if you've got bacon, great, cook it, add it in, because it's friggin' delicious. But I'm not going to go out and buy that especially just to make this one meal. I had some chicken, you know, I had the lettuce, that will do. I've also got a few crunchy chickpeas. Again, where are the croutons? You know, you don't always have to make things exactly the way they say. So, I don't have crunchy croutons, but I do have crunchy chickpeas. These take like 15 minutes in the air fryer and they're fucking great. You know, so I'm just gonna add them instead. Like, it's just really important that you don't ever feel restrained by a recipe. You know, make it your own, do the things that you really love. Finally, for the salad, we're going to use the Parmesan again, and I'm going to use a speed peeler, and we're going to make some shavings. They're going to go in the salad and they're going to go on top. But again, I won't do that until we're ready to dress it all and the chicken's off. The ultimate chicken Caesar. Bloody delicious. Crunchy lettuce, char-grilled chicken, crunchy chickpeas, salty Parmesan, and a creamy Caesar dressing. It doesn't get much better. I'm unsure as to what more you'd want. Give this guy a go and see if you can get it on rotation in your household. God, it's delicious. Anyway, I'm hungry, as per usual. I'm off to eat my lunch. See ya.